When we talk about resistance during the Second World War, one story stands out as a symbol of courage and tragedy. The Warsaw Uprising. Men, women, and children gave everything against the oppression of Nazism and communist rule, hoping to see a free Poland. At the heart of this desperate fight for freedom was one man, General Tadeusz Komorowski, codenamed Bór. Tadeusz Marian Komorowski was born in 1895 in Korobrów, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. A decorated officer, he fought in the Polish-Soviet War of 1920, and between the wars became a world-renowned horseman, even competing in the 1924 Paris Olympics as a member of the Polish equestrian team. But his destiny was not in the sporting arena. After Poland regained independence in 1918, Komorowski joined the army, rising through the ranks thanks to his strategic mind and natural leadership. When Germany, also known as the Third Reich, invaded Poland in 1939, Komorowski, then a cavalry commander, found himself in a new kind of war. He joined the Polish underground, the nascent Home Army, and quickly rose through the ranks. By 1943, he became commander-in-chief of the Home Army, known by his code name Bór, meaning forest. He led a movement of nearly 400,000 members, uniting soldiers, civilians, and patriots in the shadows of Nazi-occupied Poland. By the summer of 1944, the tide of war was turning. The Red Army was pushing the Germans back and had reached the outskirts of Warsaw. Soviet radio broadcasts called on the people of Warsaw to rise up against their occupiers. For General Komorowski, this was the moment he had been preparing for. He believed that if the Home Army could liberate Warsaw themselves, they could establish a free, independent Poland before the Soviets arrived. It was a high-stakes gamble. On August 1st, 1944, at 5 p.m., Operation Tempest was unleashed. The Warsaw Uprising began. Under Komorowski's command, the Home Army launched a full-scale revolt against German forces. For 63 long, brutal days, insurgents, men, women, and even children, fought block by block, room by room, against tanks, artillery, and air raids. They resisted with homemade weapons, determination, and hope. Komorowski coordinated the uprising through underground headquarters, maintaining morale and order in a city under siege. But the expected Soviet support never came. The Red Army, waiting just across the Vistula River, halted their advance. It was a calculated silence. The Germans responded with devastating force, destroying entire districts and massacring civilians. Yet the Polish fighters held on, believing they were fighting for their nation's soul. By October 2nd, 1944, facing overwhelming firepower and no external support, Komorowski made a painful decision. To save the remaining fighters and civilians, he signed a surrender agreement with the Germans, ensuring the Home Army would be treated as prisoners of war, not as criminals. Komorowski himself was taken to an officer POW camp in Germany. Warsaw lay in ruins. Over 200,000 civilians were dead. The uprising had failed militarily, but its moral impact was enormous. It showed the world the unbroken spirit of the Polish people. After the war, Komorowski was released and lived in exile in the United Kingdom. Poland fell under Soviet control, and returning home was impossible. In exile, he became Prime Minister of the Polish government in exile, a symbolic continuation of a free Poland, while his homeland remained behind the Iron Curtain. He wrote a book about his experiences called The Secret Army. Komorowski died in 1966 in London, far from the country he had fought for all his life. In 1994, his ashes were returned to Poland and buried with full military honors in Warsaw. The Warsaw Uprising stands as a strong reminder: freedom is never free. It is fought for, often at a terrible cost. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned to Era Shapers.